Good evening. I'd like to call our meeting to order tonight. I'd like to welcome everybody to our meeting. I want to lead us in our prayer, and from our prayer we'll go into the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Mr. Higginbotham, call roll, please.
Councilman Roberts.
Here.
President Logan.
Here.
Councilman Davis.
Here.
Councilman Hinton.
Here.
Councilman Hogg.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you. Item 4, presentations. We have a couple of presentations. The first one is Officer Terry Carroll, is retirement recognition by the Honorable Mayor Donna Aaron in her office.
Feels good. Feeling better all the time.
Oh, it will, but we're sorry to lose you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
This is presented to Terry Carroll with sincere appreciation and gratitude for 23 years of service within the City of Northport Police Department, from 11/12/1996 to 4/30/2019. Long time.
It was a long time. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Thank you.
The Mayor's office also has another recognition. We had some honored guests, the Tuscaloosa Rotary Honorary Flight, Mr. James Shirley. And of course, I see Mr. Jordan Plaster here as well.
Yeah, we'd like Jordan Plaster to come up.
Mayor Aaron and members of the City Council, I thank you for this opportunity to be here. I'm Jordan Plaster, Chairman of the Tuscaloosa Rotary Honor Flight. And I'd like to introduce the Honor Flight Committee, ask them to come up here as well, if y'all would come up behind me. This coming Wednesday, May the 8th, Tuscaloosa Rotary Honor Flight will have its 10th honor flight, where we will transport approximately 95 Vietnam veterans to see that memorial in Washington, D.C. And this will be the 10th flight, and that after that flight, we will have taken over 850 World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam War veterans. And this committee behind me are the ones that do all the work, but also it would not be possible without the input and the help of the City of Northport. I mean, when you come up there at 4 o'clock in the morning, you don't know where you are, you're a veteran coming from the rural parts of our county, and you see the light flashing, and it says Rotary Honor Flight that way to the airport. It's a big help, and the police officers are there. I just want to thank you all for what you do for our veterans in Tuscaloosa County and West Alabama. I have a plaque here that says a sponsor of the Tuscaloosa Rotary Honor Flight. I'd like to present that to you all.
Thank you so much. It is gorgeous. And we appreciate being a part of this. And we certainly appreciate this is the very least we could do for those who have served our country and served our country. Some I believe constantly. And thankfully my dad served during World War II, but he came home, and a lot of family members who were in World War II. So I certainly do feel that this is a wonderful tribute to the veterans, and it's the least that we can do, but we are always willing to help any way we can. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Whereas America is a symbol of freedom and has achieved its share in the world because of the selfless service of our brave veterans. And whereas for those who fought in the past and have given organizing the 2019 honor flight to Washington DC for the special blues. And whereas May 8, 2019, the Tuscaloosa Rotary Club will take this honor flight to Washington DC to visit the national memorials for World War II, the Veteran War, the Korean, along with the meeting with congressional delegation along the way. Whereas we honor the immeasurable sacrifices and contributions our veterans have given to protect the life, liberty, and happiness of free America, and all veterans deserve our deepest respect. Now, therefore, I, Donna Aaron, by the authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of Northport, Alabama, do hereby proclaim May 8, 2019 to be Tuscaloosa Rotary Honor Flight for Veterans Day in the city of Northport, and encourages our citizens to always remember and recognize the heroics, and courage and sacrifices of those who have served and those who will continue to serve. Thank you so much for all that you do, all of you. Thank you for recognizing these wonderful folks.
Thank you, Mayor Ed. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 5 is approval of our agenda. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as printed. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hogg. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 7A1, unfinished business, is a second reading of a permanent resolution fixing the cost of demolition and authorizing the filing of a lien at 5121 Northwood Lake Drive. Again, Ms. Ram gave us a brief synopsis in our pre-meeting. This is the cost to demo the house is at $9,820. It includes the demolition, the legal, the filing fees, and of course, sending to our attorneys to actually file the lien. I'll make a motion to adopt that resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And before we move any further, I do have one visitor to address the council. I wanted to put him under general population, but I know it's on the agenda. We have a visitor, Mr. Ed Mikulek. Did I pronounce that right? I apologize. Mahalik.
I've spoken to Councilman Hogg, and I've also spoken to the city administrator. They know my problem, if it may be so, okay? But I felt that it was...
Mr. Ed, and I want to interrupt. Can you state name and address for the record?
I'm sorry. Edward Mahalik. My address is 11415 Evergreen Avenue, Northport.
All right, I'm sorry.
No,
Thank you.
That's okay. I've met a couple of yous throughout the city, not about this, but just in general. So, and I think you people are doing a marvelous job here for the city of Northport. My wife and myself retired last year. We came down here in August. I'll make a short synopsis of this. We came down here last August, hunted for a house. My grandkids are down here. That's why we moved from Chicago, came down here. Love it. I have 2 adult daughters who live down here. One of my grandchildren went to UA from Chicago. So, you know, we felt it was really a nice place, and we believe it is. So we hunted, made sure that we had a house that was close to them, close to the grandkids, and also that we wanted to have a large enough backyard for a swimming pool for my wife, my grandkids to enjoy. So that was all fine and dandy. Went through, got the permit through the city of Northport, contracted Paradise Pools to come out. Okay, they came out, they dug, and they were getting out 10, 12, 14 large logs that had to be in circumference of 14 to 16 inches round. And then after they got down to 5 feet, they started getting water. Okay, so they started pumping it out, and as I spoken to the city administrator, the only solution that we'd have from Paradise Pool is to get a person to come out, okay, evaluate the situation, and possibly go from there. Well, we're retired, we don't have the money to do that, and there's no way that we're going to do that, okay? But I just wanted to bring it to the attention. I know Northport is a up-and-coming city, and it's doing improvements left and right, okay? My recommendation is to make sure that your building commission, or whoever it may be, really watches these builders. Now, this house was built in 2006, okay? So it's not really my fault. It's not the realtor's fault, okay? When I contacted them last week, the end of last week, they were very shocked at it, okay? As I'm sure the two gentlemen that I spoke to on the phone, they were very shocked at it. But I just wanted the council board to know what we have gone through, okay? So unfortunately, you know, now we have a yard that is totally destroyed. We're gonna have a landscaper come in and redo everything, okay? The clay and everything else is back there. One other thing though is that when they finished digging, okay, he stood in the 5.5-foot hole and had a stick and stood there and pushed it down with his hand, which meant there's moisture under there, okay? And then they stopped. I told him, I said, no, I said, I can't, you know, have somebody come out there, excavate the property, see what's going on, see if we have to do what you would have to do at the, one of the ocean sites as far as putting up pillars, footing, and everything else. That's just not realistic, not in a home anyway. So I just wanted, you know, I don't want this to be happening to other people, other citizens that are moving to Northport, okay? Like I said, Northport is not a primitive city. It's an up-and-coming city. And you officials are doing the best thing there is, okay? You're updating everything. And it's just a shame that, unfortunately, we had to go through what we're going through. And I hope that, you know, through our experience, other residents or prospective residents will not have to go through this, because it's very disappointing, let alone the amount of money that we've thrown right out the window. So that is why I'm here, and I thank both the city administrator for his comments on the phone. First, I addressed Jeff Hogg, which I thought was my councilman, but found out later on that it's Mr. Davis. But that's fine and dandy. But you know, it would have been nice, I think, if somebody, either the code enforcer or whatever, would have came out to the property. I think that would have made things a little bit easier to swallow than just talking to people on the phone. Okay, come out to my property and see what we had to go through. We just bought the property in August. Okay, that would have made it a little bit more feasible, possibly, okay, or acceptance, because what you don't know, you can't fix unless you know what's wrong. So hopefully this will give you some insight, and, you know, watch these builders. Watch what they do. And then if not, fine them, big time, because this is your city too. This is your city, not just mine. And I'm very proud to be in Northport, and I will support Northport. This is just a bump in the road, okay? But I will support Northport. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Ed, and thank you for that perspective. And I know you spoke to Councilman Hogg, and of course Councilman Davis is your representative.
Right.
But of course 2006 seems like a lifetime away. But I think you make some really good points in terms of just the city being a little bit more diligent in terms of what we need to do, and it makes it easier when homeowners have to do something long term, like install pools or even fences. So
yes, because across the street, the lady has a pool. That's what makes it a little bit hard to swallow.
yes, sir.
And there's still a huge stump in the bottom of this 5-foot hole that they decided not to dig out. Okay, they did get out all of the loose ones, but be that as it may. So I just wanted to, you know, approach you, and I appreciate the time. I truly do.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I did want to point this citizen out, Mr. Lett. I know you've signed up to speak. May I put you under public comment? Yes, sir. Thank you. 7A2 is a second reading of a permanent resolution fixing the cost of demolition and authorizing the filing of a lien at 1313 20th Avenue. Again, this is an approximate amount of $4,894.25. It includes the actual demolition of the house, the legal and the filing of the fees, and the attorney's fees filing the lien. I'll make a motion to adopt that resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 3 is a second reading of a rezoning of approximately 3.9 acres located at Smithfield Boulevard and Highway 43 from RS1 to RSSD. Is there a motion to grant that request and rezoning? It came with a favorable recommendation from our Planning and Zoning Board.
I'll make that motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Davis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Roberts. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
New business 8A1 is a first reading of a resolution accepting maintenance for municipal public improvements in Grand Point subdivision, phase 4A, brand new phase that met all department requirement criteria. Is there a member of council wanted to offer that for a first reading? That is offered up by Councilman Hogg, 8A1. 8B1 is a resolution appointing a board member to the Ability Alliance of West Alabama. Mr. Higginbotham.
Yes, sir. Ms. Vicki Hicks Turnage has, she's the executive director of the Ability Alliance of West Alabama, has written and said she has a opening. Ms. Sydney Palmer will be resigning her position. They are recommending Mr. Martin Nauer. He is actually a Northport resident at 4093rd Street. And this term that Ms. Palmer is vacating would be a term that expires in May of 2025. So the request is for Mr. Martin Nauer to take that seat.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the resolution appointing Mr. Martin Nauer to the Ability Alliance Board of West Alabama and term expiring in May of 2025?
Make that motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Hogg. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Roberts. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Hogg,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Second item is a resolution authorizing our city administrator's office to enter into an agreement with NetMotion for the Mobility Mobile VPN software. Mr. Murphy, this is a typical renewal annual contract regarding our public safety, which backs up into our Spillman and city network, correct?
Yes, sir.
Or is there a motion to approve that resolution?
Motion to approve.
That's a motion by Councilman Hogg. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Hogg,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Third item is a resolution declaring certain vehicles surplus and authorizing their disposal. Chief Burton gave us a update on in our pre-meeting that two of the vehicles that we previously surplused and decided to gift to Stillman College, one of the vehicles actually became inoperable right when we were getting ready to donate it. So go figure. So we're going to try to make it right by Stillman College. So I think Chief has recommended that one of these 5 vehicles be donated to Stillman. And again, I'll move to approve the resolution declaring these certain vehicles as surplus, authorize their proper disposal, with one of these vehicles being donated to replace the one that we were previously gifting to Stillman College. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Fourth item is a resolution awarding the bid for wastewater treatment plant SCADA software and hardware improvements. Mr. Webb, this is our SCADA system that we have that's been in operation for about 15 to 20 years. ADM has given us the green light to actually update it so we can have current notifications using that SCADA. And if something happens or disruptions, we'll be notified accordingly so our staff can kind of reduce some of the hours at our treatment plant, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, is there a motion to approve that resolution awarding the bid for the SCADA software for the amount of $74,641.92 to Electronic Machine Controls?
Motion to approve.
That's a motion by Councilman Hogg. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Hogg,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 5 is a resolution authorizing our city administrator to enter into an agreement with Burt Kleinpeter for construction, engineering, and inspection services for the Union Chapel Road improvement, STPOA 0069536. Mr. Higginbotham.
Yes, sir. This motion would allow us to negotiate and enter an agreement for the C&I services for the Union Chapel Road improvement project. This will be for the road project itself. You have already entered into an agreement for C&I on the utility side.
All right. Is there a motion to approve that resolution?
Make the motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Hinton. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Roberts. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item C is our consent agenda. They have 16 items. They range from minutes of the previous meeting, bill listings, travel and training, and PO requisitions regarding our MLK project, and of course the citywide resurfacing, and of course the EMA building expenses. This is the city share of the total construction cost of the EMA facility. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as printed? I'll make that as a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 9, reports of special committees to council. If any member of council or the mayor's office wanted to give the public a update on their respective committees.
The admin committee will meet next Tuesday to review the last final draft for the HR manual. I believe the draft is in edit now. We'll have a meeting on Tuesday, get that out to council to review before the May 20th meeting.
Thank you. Any other further business regarding your special committee? All right, hearing none. Item 10, public hearings, if we have none on the agenda. Item 11, city administrator's business. Mr. Higginbotham.
Sir, as you're aware, our finance director, Ms. April Hoffman, recently resigned. I am asking you to consider authorizing us to go ahead and move forward with advertising for that particular position.
All right, is there a motion to approve that resolution authorizing our Human Resources Department to take the necessary steps to begin the search for a finance director?
I'll make that motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Robert. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hogg. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Second item is a resolution authorizing our city administrator to enter into and negotiate a consulting agreement with Ms. April Hoffman. Mr. Higginbotham.
Yes, sir. The intent of this agreement is to provide services over the next month or two as we seek our new finance director. It will allow a contract to work with Ms. Hoffman as needed through that interim, if you did pass this motion.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
Make the motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Hinton. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Roberts. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
President Logan,
Abstain.
Councilman Davis,
Abstain.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And just for the record, I think the abstention on my end, so we can put it on record. The extension on my end, or the extension, was solely out of the standpoint of, I think we may be opening up a can of worms from an HR standpoint if we do that. So nothing against the person. It's more about the position and what we're trying to do. I totally respect everybody's votes, but that's my extension for the record. Item 12, departmental business. We have none on the agenda. Item 13, public comment. We have 3 citizens signed to speak. Our first citizen, Mr. Stephen Schwab.
Stephen Schwab, 2520 Fifth Street. I found out in a rather roundabout way from a fellow citizen of Northport on Saturday that I could go over and get my recycling bins at Public Works. Apparently this information was conveyed via the Northport Gazette, which of course some people read and a lot of people don't. So I would recommend that maybe you communicate that these recycling bins are available two per family, possibly via the monthly utilities bill, because everybody gets that. I was so excited, I went over and I got my 2 bins on Saturday, and the instructions indicated I could put them out this morning before 7 a.m. So at 6:35, I put them out. And guess what? They're still sitting there and nothing's been picked up. So I wonder when this process is actually going to go into effect. That's my question. When are they going to pick it up? Today is the day that they pick up my trash. But the recycling, should I leave it out there and hope and pray that it gets picked up soon, or take it back in the house? I don't have an answer to that.